wanted music.
Season. Victors on the first day, top of the table coming into the second day. It's been a long time since they've been able to say that. So the two teams come out then. Racing and Clermont. Racing, as usual, got into the playoffs last time around, but again, they fell short. Owen Farrell, though, in his first home game for Racing, having made his debut last weekend against Castres. Andy Farrell, the island coach, a man who arguably has probably gone beyond his playing career as a coach. Owen Farrell still very much involved in his playing career. His England career might be behind him now, but his French club career is now very much on the cards. Yes, bon match à tous. Have a good match, everybody. This, a much more intriguing battle than we perhaps were thinking coming into this season, with Clermont rather underperforming in the last few seasons, but beginning to show signs that they might be on their way back. So then first scrum already, 30 seconds in. Clermont have always taken pride in their ability to be able to scrummage, particularly at home at the Marcel Michelin. Now their first away game here at the Stade Dominique Douche-Vauchel. Racing again finding a new home to go to. Lots of talk about where their long-term future will stand. With the Paris La Défense Arena indoors, one of the most spectacular arenas for any rugby game in the world, completely undercover, an exhibition hall when it isn't a rugby venue. Indeed, it's not just that, it's also a
flexion
concert hall as well. Perhaps not surprisingly, Andy Farrell's going to get quite a lot of camera attention this afternoon. Andy Farrell, a number of ex-England internationals, you'd have to call them now, with England having that rule about not being able to play outside of the Premiership and qualifying to play for the national team as well.
Allez Blanc, on accélère. C'est chez vous, c'est chez vous.
Racing will be looking for a good platform. Generally pretty good when they're at home, but of course when you keep changing home it becomes more difficult. You only need to ask the places like Bayonne that. However, Toulon always do well when they're at their makeshift home of the Stade Velodrome in Marseille, where the final of course took place last season. Neither of these two teams were involved in that though. Toulouse continuing their modern day domination of Top 14 rugby.
Jouez là.
Focusing on rebuilding again after the exit of Sia Khaleesi, the South African two-time World Cup winner, who lasted only one season in the end. And big hit on Owen Farrell. He's always been famed, though, for his solidity, either catching the ball or in defence for that matter. Home crowd trying to get behind the team. Already seen today, Stade Francais going out to a big lead against Vannes, the promoted side, and only just surviving a comeback from the Pro D2 champions in the opening game. Toulon having a similarly close win at home against Castres, the team that beat Racing last week. Playing at the same time as this match, Pau, who are at bottom of the table after their defeat last weekend against Clermont. They're up against Bayonne, who beat Perpignan, and they're in the middle of their first home game against Montpellier. Tonight sees Lyon against Union Bordeaux-Bègles and Toulouse against La Rochelle, the repeat of last season's final. Decent catch early on by Sam James. Another new arrival came in from Sale Sharks in England and has started both games so far. Not surprising that maybe there's a bit of interest across the water with an English coach in charge of Racing these days. Stuart Lancaster got off to a brilliant start to his first campaign last season, but things just fell away a little bit towards the end. Now it's the second season, of course, he'll be expected to deliver on that first year of planning. Alexander Fisher, who fed it out wide. Helen Hamdawi in his first season for Clermont, having come in from Stade Francais, where he'd been for a few seasons. Clermont was a very good signing at full-back. However, not a very good piece of handling. Picked up by Deamani, the new signing from Stormers this season for Racing. Coming in from South Africa at the age of 26. Not a man who's played for South Africa yet. He'll be hoping to use his time in France, perhaps put himself in the shop window with regards to Rasmussen. Here comes Joseph, though. Jordan Joseph does well, picks it up and feeds it off to Ramon Tafafanua. They're 5 meters from the line already. Big pressure, and over goes Thomas Laclayat for the first try of the game. Barely 6 minutes into it. Well, it was a move that looked like the backs were taking it on, but it was led by the forwards. Not the best attempt at a kick from Bati Joanneau, the Clermont scrum half, and the big men took over. Tafafanua with the missed pass, then laid it back, the offload, and here comes the big tight head prop. 5 tries for him last season in Top 14, and that's his first of the new campaign. Owen Farrell adds the extras. 8 points in his debut last weekend in Top 14 against Castres, but they still ended up going home from the southwest of France with a defeat. They'll be looking for better in their first home game. 12 years he spent at Saracens. Very much part of the golden generation, the rise of Saracens, and kept staying with them when they were administratively relegated for financial punishment, and came back up with them. Nice catch by Peter Gus Sorokula, former Chiefs and Taranaki Bulls man, now in his second season in yellow and blue. Joanneau tries to feed this time into the path of Alexander Fisher. The energetic, loose head forward. Well, that's been hit backwards. Will Rowland trying to feed it through. It'll be recycled by Kula into the hands of Joris Juron. In his second season since coming in from Brive when they were relegated, season before last. Good defence this from Racing at the moment, but Clermont trying to vary the passing. They get it up out onto that near far side. Picked up by Yarim Fall. Just 21 years old, but already came through and started to show his promise last season for Clermont. Didn't play that much, but they're coming through here. Thomas Sate into the 5-metre line, the big second row forward. Going to go wide from Anthony Bello, the former Toulon man, trying to make it through. Is Giron again? They're up to the line. Can they turn it over? Not yet. Referee has a good look, and it's been held up.
Capitaine, on va revenir à l'avantage. J'ai pénalité là-bas, à 22, ou alors j'ai pénalité à 5 mètres. Pour Angers. Ici, là. Ouais. Ouais.
Well, that's a first good move from Clermont of the game so far.
Pardon? Okay.
Clermont with a big win last weekend against Pau, 39 points to 7.
Le 10, blanc en jeu.
Showing the sort of domination that they used to have at the start of Marcel Michelin.
Arrête-le, ouais.
Here the referee's puffing and blowing. It's been a very quick start to the game. And now a first chance for Anthony Bello.
Okay. Okay.
To get his first points of the season. Came on as a sub last weekend against Pau. Oh, and Jordan Joseph has gone off. Well, that is a blow to Racing. Bello looks for the post and finds them, and Clermont get their first points on the board. There's a few Clermont fans inside the stadium, as you can hear. It's a great move by Clermont.
C'est quoi, les gars? C'est le 8 qui est sorti là sur le par le 19, c'est ça?
And in the end, they do come away with points.
Okay, okay.
And off we go again then. Racing 7, Clermont 3, both sides on the board, but Racing already over the paint for the first try of the game.
Option. C'est quoi ça? Touche ou mêlée? Il y a un avant qui va en touche.
10 minutes gone. And a lively start to the game from both sides. Line out throw, Falau Foinga, 29-year-old former Western Force hooker, in his second season now in France with Clermont. Scored one of the tries that saw them overload Pau last weekend. And a free kick given. So Ibrahim Diallo has come on for Jordan Joseph. Not quite the bulk that Joseph has, but Ibrahim Diallo brings a fair amount of guile as well with power. You can see him there in the skull cap. It's nicely taken by Hamdawi. Saw him doing that a lot, Hamdawi, for Stade Francais through the years. Forward comes Christian Oyevan, the Moldovan hooker for Clermont, who's been at Clermont now for a few seasons since he came in from Aureliac.
C'est le jeune qui rentre chez lui, il y a un jeu. Jeu.
Referee telling them to continue. And it's Dermani who obliges with his blonde hair. They spread it out wide now. Racing on the charge with the outside centre, Gaël Ficou. French international feeds it out into the hands of Robin Cooley, the hooker. Only 20 years old. Owen Farrell first real carry from the former England captain. With his father watching on in the stands on a penalty going the other way.
Le 5 est premier au ballon, après il tombe, le ballon est disponible. Vous n'avez pas à crier. Merci.
Thomas Set is the man who's been pinged, or rather, excuse me, Roman Tafa-Fanua is the man who's been pinged for Racing.
Je ne sais pas, monsieur.
Christophe Urios then looking a little bit unimpressed so far with what he's seen so far. Meanwhile, his hooker Falau Foinga launches long. It's well taken in the middle. Thomas Sate with the catch, and they're trying to set up the driving maul. It's come out wide though. Sacha Lautrien, the loose head prop, has it. That was well dealt with by Racing. Sate again. Started against Pau, starts again today in the second row. Joanneau. Joanneau runs into Dermani and Friend. Recycled by Thibaut Lana. They were trying to hold the ball up there, Racing. And they've won the penalty. They've won the scrum as Jordan Joseph comes back out, and it looks like he's holding his arm there, the left arm. That's a concern for Racing, to say the least. He was heavily involved last season, was the big number 8, scored 5 tries in his 20 matches, started over 3/4 of the games. So you can see the importance he has for Racing.
Parce qu'il râle au sol. Il hurle. Non, le gratte, ouais. C'est bon? Reprise du temps. Ouais, mais c'est moi qui arbitre. Ne me forcez pas à la décision.
Gauche.
Pas de pression blanc.
Sors. Droite. Sors. Deuxième. Pardon. Le pacte.
Flexion. Lié.
15 minutes gone, 7 points to 3, Racing lead Clermont by. And Clermont, though, might well be pulling back a few more of those points as they've been given a penalty. Great work at the front by Sacha Lautrien. He's the man who's getting the plaudits. He's the man who's up against the tight head prop, Thomas Leclayat, who's the man who scored the try in the game so far. This is that side, and it's the tight head prop for Racing, who's judged to have lost his feet and pulled that scrum down. Always such a delicate balancing act between driving forward and making sure that you don't overextend and leave yourself open to collapsing. Still relatively young is Thomas Leclayat.
Okay. Merci, Laurent.
So then, Anthony Bello. Chance here to reduce the deficit to just a single point. And he does. It's 7 points to 6. Heading for the 20-minute mark. Off we go then. Farrell. Oh, it's just about being kept in. That was nearly too long. Some fabulous work in there by the left wing. Henry Arundel, a former England teammate of Owen Farrell. And of course, started off his career in his first year in France last season with a run. He couldn't stop scoring tries. It ran out a little bit towards the end, as did Racing's charge into the playoffs. And they managed to clear almost up to the halfway line. Stavorios. Trisajewski. The opposing line. Former French international hooker himself of some renown, although he spent most of his time on the bench. Diallo still on for Jordan Joseph. He won't be coming back because of an arm injury. It's fed out into the path there of Joshua Tisova, the man who came in last season and then got injured and was unable to really make the most of his move to Racing. Having made so much of his name at Lyon. Arundel for Racing. Recycled by Le Garec, who became a French international last season. Youngster on the rise, another scrum half coming through in France. Farrell feeds it out. Oh, that's not quite, I'm sure, where Dan Lancaster was aiming that attempted kick across field.
Capitaine. Capitaine.
Former Leicester Tiger, who came in from Ealing Trailfinders to Racing this season.
Là-bas ou là-bas, deux plaqueurs qui sortent pas.
Quite sure what happened here. Slightly late hit perhaps on Farrell, but that kick, not quite sure what that was hoping to achieve. Trying to find Tuisova, but he kind of went backwards and too far. Nevertheless, the penalty has been given, and Andy Farrell's son Owen, he still looks like he's feeling that hit. He's going to go for the corner. So adventurous stuff from Racing.
Ok. Reprise du temps. John, chez vous. John. John, chez vous.
Well, Roman Taufafanu was trying to get it. He didn't get it at all, though, and Thomas Said comes away with it. There's good spoiling in that line out from Clermont. Bati Joanneau has it at the back and creates the caterpillar. Told to play. They have to do it quicker these days. And there's batted down. Leclerc takes it, and the big tight head prop is bundled into touch. And just as well, too. Great work by Joris Johan, the left wing. Scored a try last weekend. He scored tries in both opening games last season, did Joris Johan against Oyenan Perpignan. Had a good season, 12 tries in all, 7 of which came in top 14, 5 in the Challenge Cup. Good at defence as well.
Qu'est-ce qu'on fait, soigneur? Médecin, pardon. Sinon on va le sortir et puis il revient. Hein. Il se met sur le bord, ouais, merci. C'est bon, 6? Allez. Reprise du temps. Blanc.
Long. So Carla picks it up and recycles for the first phase. Joanneau told to play and does. It's going to be a kick this time. Bello has it. Gets some decent distance on it as well, and Henry Arundel is unable to collect it cleanly and so will not be able to take the quick line out. So a good exit there from side. Jackie Lorenzetti there, second from the right-hand side of your screen with Laurent Labitte behind him looking down at his phone. First home game for a president who has long been at the head of this sky blue and white entity, former champions back in 2016. But more often than not have gone deep into competitions without taking away the big prize. Clermont can say that too, actually. Diallo. That from Le Garec. Oh, it's a good hit. Bounced off there by Dan Lancaster. Having been fed by fellow Englishman Farrell. Here is Farrell again. Diallo comes into the line. Quick ball. Racing building some momentum. Arundel wrapped up, immediately got the ball. He's the danger man if he can get any kind of space. Farrell again. Oh, the offload. A little bit risky, but it worked out. Le Garec, again, Farrell in place. Out wide by Lancaster once more.
Aussi mieux, Jeanne, s'il vous plaît, allez vite.
Penalty this time to Racing. Well, the penalties so far have all come to Clermont, but Racing here have a chance to extend their lead if they choose to take it. They went for the corner last time out. What will Owen Farrell decide this time?
Okay. Auto?
Going in off their feet, the first man of support. Not allowed to do that. It's you've got to give a chance to the jackler to be able to get over the ball, which means that the supporting players for the man tackled also have to stay on their feet. And this time, Farrell is going to go for the points. ...176 matches he played for Saracens in all. Over 2,000 points. And of course, all those titles in the Premiership and in Europe as well in the Champions Cup to go with that. And usually his kicking is very good, but Owen Farrell has let that one go wide, and even a slightly wry smile from his dad. That is very un-Farrell-like. So then, here we go again then. It was recycled by Gael Ficou up in the air by Bello. And the mark will be called by Bello. And that kick forward by Farrell. Anthony Bello in recent seasons has been overtaken internationally. Again, France has a conveyor belt of half-back talent that they just keep on coming up with new names. Last time that he represented France was all the way back in the 2018-19 season. He's only got a French Barbarians appearance since then.
Allez.
Free kick given, not staying 2 meters apart before that line out. The referee with no patience to get them reset once more, and so Racing go off quickly. Arundel feeds it out into Ibrahim Diallo. Diallo, as always, immediately into action. Ficou, lovely play. back inside by Lancaster. The name feels familiar, it should do, because he's Stuart Lancaster's son. Oh, beautiful. Arundel there waiting for the delayed pass, and he's made 10 metres. However, he's tried to offload, and all he's done is give the ball away. Clermont getting themselves out of trouble. Joanneau with the kick forward. Taken down by James. Nice handoff. Again, though, ball given away. Diamani trying to behave like a back, and in the end, giving the ball away. But Clermont then making a mistake once more in the breakdown and giving away the penalty. This is beautiful on that far side. Look at that delay from Gael Fiku to set off Henry Arundel, and it was a great tackle by Kylan Hamdawi that stopped him getting any further. Narrow kick. Very well done indeed by Owen Farrell, and they've gone deep into the 22 of Racing. Well, it's been an energetic first half. Both sides trying to attack. Beautifully brought down there by Cameron Waukee, former Union Bordeaux-Bègles man, now well ensconced in the Racing pack for the last couple of seasons. French international playing all facets of the game well at the moment in this opening half an hour. And here they come once more. Through comes Diamani, not quite. Up to the 5-metre line though. Back out again. Guram Gurgashvili, the loose head prop, trying to get to the line. They've made up half that distance to the try line. Recycle once more. Cameron Waukee is over it, looks to go over himself and won't get there. There's a knock on too. Well, Jordan Joseph seems to have recovered himself enough to be able to at least smile a bit more now.
Là-bas, j'ai le 3 qui a un travers. Elle a été ici? Ok.
Penalty looks like it's being given now.
Le 3. Le joueur blanc sur qui il est délié, donc il ne peut pas revenir après.
Il est sur le côté du coup.
Là, il est hors du môle, après il revient côté opposé. Je t'ai dit poteau ou pas, les gars? Poteau.
Tu vas plus rien, pas.
Ten. Merci.
Owen Farrell. This time it does go over. A slightly calmer look from mum and dad. Andy Farrell back on French soil after Ireland didn't win the World Cup, that everybody were touting that they would do as the world's #1 side. This season, incidentally, will all be a couple of weeks earlier than the last campaign because of the absence of the World Cup. Oof, Le Garrec there hit hard, but still managed to get the ball away. And he felt that, the young French international scrum half. Playing himself into a position where he's fighting to be the #2 to Antoine Dupont with Maxime Lucu, who you'll see later on tonight for Union Bordeaux-Bègles. He'll be on the bench tonight, though, Lucu.
Jean-Lo, allez.
Regarde. Recule, voilà, comme ça, Tao, parfait. Ok.
Falo Foinga. Again, good throw taken by Thomas Set. They tried to set the driving maul, but look at that, the strength. You can see there Roman Talfa Fanua and Thomas Laclaye almost pulling them back the other way. However, they're now offside, and it's a penalty advantage to Clermont. Going round the wrong side. Roman Talfafanu. It was great to start with. However, he got round the wrong way, and the referee pinged him for it. As soon as you loosen your grip, he grabbed on again as well, just to compound it. So then Bello decides not to go for the points and to go for the flag as Pasili Yato, who looked like he was going to come on a moment ago, but has sat back down again.
Must
have been a change because Pasili Yato was not on the game sheet to start with. Fainga, say it again, the tried and tested route. And this time they look like they're setting it up better. In come the backs as well. Joris Durand joining from the left wing. Gradually eking centimetre out of centimetre, and they're almost there. Are they over? Referee looks and is not sure. And will come back.
Capitaine. Deux fautes successives sur Moll. D'accord, l'année prochaine.
So 2 fouls on a Maul.
Merci. 6.
And it's Cameron Waukee who has been warned. The blindside flanker. So they're going to try the same thing again. There is Waukee. There he is, you saw him, he let go and then tried to rejoin again rather than going around the back. Fainga. Really good driving Maul that time. Racing dealt with the first one, not with that one, now the third one. Referee just warning them to stay 2 meters apart this time. Fainga again, Sate looks ready. Is it going to go to him this time? No, it isn't. Different target, same result, starting up the driving Maul already. They've gone down a number of Racing players. However, the referee is happy that none of it was against the laws of the game, so on they go. Sacha Lautrea, nowhere for the loose head prop to go on that occasion. Picked up by Lana. Going sideways at the moment.
No.
On Team Hemery. Number 19 has who's come on. Nicely done. Fast work. Bello now cuts inside, but Fiku's not going to let him go. They come in to join. Joano. Fainga. Fainga is flattened. They've lost ground, having to start once more. And it goes to the bulky tight head prop that is Christian Oyavan. So Kula, no way for the number 8 through. Joano decides he's going to try and go through. Was that a little bit high with the tackle? Advantage being played. So Akula, feet it out wide. Hammed out, couldn't have it. He's still going. He's up to the line, but not quite. There's still an advantage being played here for Clermont. And over. They won't need the advantage because they've scored. And it's the fly half. Anthony Bello, who comes through for his first try of the season. And their first try of this game. Well, it's been much harder work for them than it was last week against Po. But irresistible, playing with the penalty advantage. And Anthony Bello arriving at pace at the gain line. After scoring 3 tries last season, gets his first of the new campaign. And Clermont are in front for the first time in the game.
On le 10, Plaqueur sort pas là. Ouais.
Owen Farrell is coming across. He gets a yellow card. I've got to admit that in the ferocity of all that play, I didn't actually see what it was he got pinged for. But the star signing of Racing will spend 10 minutes in the bin. Not a man who gets yellow carded very often. And Clermont in front on the scoreboard and in terms of numbers on the pitch. And they'll be missing the former England captain Racing for a fair amount of time into the second half as well, unless we get an awful lot of time added on at the end of the first half. It's only the 5th time that he's ever been yellow carded in a club game. So now Clermont will be looking to use all of this 3.5 minutes until half-time to ram home their advantage. Bello.
Allez, Blanc, on y va, on y va.
Yeah, Racing taking an age, as you would imagine, trying to allow the clock to run down as much as they can. Robin Cooley into camera. Woki, what a jump that was. Yeah, I think the TMO there has just signalled to the referee that there was an infringement there as Woki came back down again. Here comes Joshua Tuisova. Diallo, nicely done. Put the ball down, picked it up again, able to carry on. The referee sees no advantage though, so we will come back for the infringement at the line-out. Thibaut Lana, I think, is the man who's been pinged by the referee there. Man who's a Clermont man through and through. Penalty actually was before that. Ibrahim Diallo, who has proved himself over and over again. It's not the first time he's had to come on because of an injured player and has been up to speed right from the word go. Legaric feeds it into Tuisova. Legaric again sees a little bit of a chance here to dink forward, a little bit high. Diallo on his shoulder takes the ball and moves up towards the 5-metre line. Another penalty being played here for Racing. Racing down to 14 men, but keeping the ball down in the Clermont end. This is good play from the home side. And again, referee saw the jeu loyal, which is foul play, deliberate foul play by a Clermont player.
19.
Yeah, that was it. It was the seatbelt tackle by Antim Hemery on Noel Legaric. Referee, I heard him say neuf blanc. I hadn't actually, we signalled that it might be that. And indeed it is, and so another chance here, and a different kicker because Owen Farrell is off the pitch. So it's going to be Dan Lancaster who will take over the kicking duties. With Dad watching on. Lancaster Jr. with a chance here to score his first points for his new side. Right on The half-time hooter claps from Owen Farrell. It will still be in the sin bin when they come out for the second half. Nevertheless, it has been a good half from Racing, with the exception of that yellow card, which also led to the try for Clermont. And it's Clermont who lead at the break. We're going to talk to Gaël Ficou.
Bon, vous réussissez à recoller au score sur la sirène, mais Clermont vous pose beaucoup de problèmes. Comment vous expliquez justement ces difficultés?
So how can you explain the difficulties?
On n'arrive pas à sortir de notre camp, donc
well, we can't get out of our own half.
Ils prennent des pénalités et ils nous laissent chez nous, donc c'est
we're taking penalties, or they're taking penalties, which is stopping it. We're losing the ball as well.
Il faut qu'on arrive à tenir un peu plus le ballon. On va les
And I think we need to hold on to the ball better.
On a fait 3-4 actions, on a tenu le ballon, on les a mis en difficulté.
We've had 3 or 4 pieces of action where we had the ball and then lost it. And that's what we need to do better. Well, Gaël Ficou wasn't really one of those who lost the ball, but Racing at the break, familiarising himself with French rugby, or club rugby at least, but he's watching from the bench at the moment. So I suspect it will be Dan Lancaster who gets us underway at the beginning of this second half. Scored the last points of the first half, and we are ready to go for the second. Off we go then. Absolute parity as we were at the beginning of the first half. And Clermont trying to break through to do something special at the beginning of the second. Great piece of running by Yarim Fall. Now picked up by Peter Gus, Soakula, Joanno, Bello. Big hit on Hamdawi. Helped create the try for Clermont in the first half. Joanno again, late little offload there, and through goes Luca Toza. Toza with the offload, but Gaël Ficou is there. And the former Toulouse man there looking to be involved in a try for the first time since his summer switch. Didn't really look to see if there was anybody on his shoulder. And Racing managed to clear the danger. Owen Farrell making sure he stays warm through this last 4 minutes, but that was a brilliant piece of breaking first up by Yarim Fall. His first appearance of the new season after a big injury last campaign that kept him out for a few months. Made a return towards the end of it, and indeed played in the semi-final of the Challenge Cup that they lost against Sharks. Of course, they went on to win the title and become the first South African to win, shall we say, a European crown. Certainly not called the European Challenge Cup anymore. Jackie Lorenzetti looking tight-lipped. Little word there with Laurent Levy.
Regardez bien le coup d'en haut, s'il vous plaît, d'accord? Tirez pas l'impact, merci.
Touche, allez, l'accueil, allez,
Rather Laurent Travers, excuse me. Wrong Laurent. And the wrong Paris club as well, apologies. Le Garrick. They've gone down at the front now. Which way's the referee going to say? He's going to say here that it's okay for Racing to play on. It's a big kick. Hamdawi doesn't mark it and decides to play the kicking game himself. Once again.
Continuez.
Back it comes from the full-back, Sam James. And likewise from the Clermont full-back, Henry Arundel decides he's going to run it though, the left wing. He's got support, so that wasn't that risky a move to make. Romain Tafafanua, former French international, but not for the last few seasons.
Le jaune la touche pas, c'est homme blanc qui l'a perdu. Ah ok, avantage.
Up again by Lancaster. Minute and a half to go on the yellow card. Hamdawi has it, but the referee's going to come back because there's no advantage.
Ok. Se relevant, le joueur touche avec le pied. Poteau. Poteau.
It was a little unfortunate that for Clermont to give away the penalty. Stuart Lancaster, though, watching on from the gods. Doesn't want to start off the season with 2 defeats, particularly at home, where in French rugby, home crowds do not really forgive you if you lose your home games. It is everything in France to win at home. So then another opportunity here for Lancaster. The junior variety, that is, with Owen Farrell just a few seconds away from coming on. This is going to be a big kick. Just inside his own half. Does it have the legs? It does. What a kick that is. Well, Father, Lancaster does not react at all as Owen Farrell comes on, but his son has just hit an absolute beauty from the halfway line. So 6 points for Dan Lancaster whilst Owen Farrell was off the pitch, and that's a nice piece of depth that they've got in the kicking game there, Racing now. Good clearance there again from Sam James, who took a couple of hits after he let that one go, and Régis Montagne comes on for Clermont. Second time that he's come on since he came in from Grenoble, the Pro D2 side, who have missed out in the last couple of seasons to make it into the top 14 in the playoff. The latest being a loss against Montpellier.
Attendez, je suis là. Allez, c'est bon? Allez. Reprise du temps.
Again, Fainga finds Set. Joanneau, that little delayed pass again. They're using it well, our Clermont. Hamdawi, though, brought down by Lancaster. Picked up again by Lautria. The loose head prop is still on. The one who started that is Bello. That was adventurous, taking on 3 for forwards. The fly half. Lautria again. He gets absolutely rammed backwards as well. Set has it, looks around. He doesn't get anywhere either. They're trying to draw more and more Racing players, though, into this ruck, trying to create space. Bello out wide into the path of Kylian Tixeron. And the ball's been knocked on, but it means that it will transfer to Racing possession with a scrum.
Arrêt du temps.
Not sure why Kylian Hamdawi wasn't expecting that pass. He was the next man along the line, but it clearly caught him out. On comes Eddie Benarous, Boris Palou, and Lucio Sardorni will be the only one you probably are not completely familiar with of that trio coming on. The former Glasgow Warriors man who has joined Racing this season. Changes in the forwards is the result of all of that. Robin Cooley coming off. Thomas Leclerc, who scored the game's first try, he goes off as well.
Flexion!
And they go straight into the scrum because it's Racing ball. Not engaging properly, Racing, so Clermont have it. Sowakula quickly to Bello. Bello looking for a teammate and finds one. Forward comes Léon de Carrère from the David de Carrère family, who's still a coach with Castres. First touch for Montagne. Well named. Montagne means mountain in French. Bello with the kick over the top. Oh, it's got an unlucky bounce. And a good bounce for Tuisova. Away by Sam James, and he finds touch. More substitutions coming up for Clermont. Georgi Akaladze is going to come on at loose head prop. And George Moala as well is going to come on, the explosive centre, who is almost like having another forward, but with the pace of a back. Carré is the man who's just come on, and indeed Akaladze comes on for L'Autrian on the left-hand side of the scrum. Clermont make the most of their first line out since those changes.
Blanc sort, mais non. Blanc sortez.
He's okay, says the referee there about Gurem Gokiashvili. Joanneau looking for Bello, I think. And unfortunately, there's a penalty for Clermont because Bello dropped that because it wasn't a very good pass. But it makes no difference. Fritz Lee watching from the sidelines. One of the star names for Clermont, but not fit enough to play this one. There is Moala. Force of nature, the Tongan international. And his own injury worries last season, quite a number of them as well. He had 4 different periods when he was unable to play. They do need him to be on top form and fit, Clermont, if they are to go deep into this season. When he's doing well, Clermont generally do well too. Bainga has dropped it. Referee, though, has seen another infringement. It's Woki. And the hooker for Clermont looks like he's hurt his ankle. There he is. He's coming through here. Oof. Yeah, it was... I think it was Ibrahim Diallo who came down with his knee on the ankle. Hopefully it's just a knock and nothing more serious as Anthony Bello lines up the penalty. Anthony Bello just made it over 100 points last season, including 3 tries, the rest, 16 penalty kicks and 19 conversions, and this penalty is wide. So 1 miss each then. 1 by Farrell in the first half and now 1 by Bello in the second. There is Farrell. He will sympathise. Interesting to know how the French are coping with Farrell's northern accent. Known as one of the great leaders in world rugby. That's one of the reasons why Racing signed him. Having Stuart Lancaster as coach probably certainly really helped that. A former England boss of Stuart Lancaster in the past. And Farrell. Joanneau. Bello put his head down and decided that there was no other option just to keep going. He's still got the ball. He's finally managed to get to ground. Joanneau again. They'll go a different way this time because of the fact that the fly half was on the fall. It was Akaladze who took his first carry. Joanneau again comes round the corner. Round the shoulder, says the referee, so no penalty. No, Racing players are off their feet, so the referee quick to make sure they don't play the ball. Joanneau, Bello. Hamdawi hit by two Racing players who tried to drive over him. However, Clermont do well to keep hold of possession. Back it goes to Bello again. He's going high this time. You're in foul trying to get there, but the kick wasn't really very well controlled. And a little bit of a waste of possession. It's not quite as much attacking purpose in the second half as we saw in the first. It's a little bit more approximate from both sides. Eddie Benarous. Then with the line out, the replacement hooker. Does well. Cameron Waukee rises, however, it's not straight.
Jaune, touche. Capitaine jaune, qu'est-ce qu'on fait?
There is
Touche ou mêlée?
Christophe Urios with a new coaching staff put in place in January 2023. They were able to compete with some of the best teams last season, but as affects most of the sides, inconsistency. They had to work hard at the end of the campaign to secure qualification for the Champions Cup, which is still some way away from starting yet. They were semi-finalists last season, but didn't achieve their ambitions. They'll be looking to do something better this time around. They've got the driving maul going here after the line out. However, a great push by Racing. Arrest that forward momentum. However, Joanneau has it. Bello decided not to use foul. They'll have to join. They need somebody to come to the back, and it will be the blindside flanker, Kylian Tixon, who continues play. On by Akaladze. Holding on. And possession turns over. Great play by Benarous, the replacement hooker. There he is. He's the man who got in there after his teammate with the similar black skull cap, Ibrahim Diallo, brought the man down in the first place. Kaliashvili looks like he's about to come on, the replacement loose head prop for Racing. Which will mean the end of Kaliashvili. Leclayat is warming down on the bike, or at least staying limbered up, because you never know, he might come back on again. Meanwhile, Will Rowlands is getting him some attention, the Welsh international second row forward. Yeah, he's still bleeding, so he's going to have to go off and have that tended to. The referee just saying there. Which isn't ideal, bearing in mind that Racing have got a line out to deal with. But Romain Taufifeneur, because it's a blood injury, can come on.
Reprise du temps. Au ciné, Blanc, s'il vous plaît. Blanc, au ciné, allez, allez. Oui, oui. Ok, merci.
Romain Taufifeneur, who was involved in 5 of France's World Cup matches last season, including the quarter-final defeat to South Africa, which still rankles many in this part of the world.
Stop, stop, stop. 18, il est bon ou pas, lui?
Foul. Not fouled, and still goes. Joanneau. Sokula. Bello. Back into George Moala. First time we've seen him come into the line at a typical rampaging run. It's very hard to bring him down on the first tackle. Montagne gets another couple of meters. Joanneau, delayed pass again, this time to Akaladze. They're trying to hit Racing hard here with the big men up front. Bello, oh, this one's got through. Soakula is going to have to tidy things up, but does. Joanneau again, and they'll kick with Bello. Fouls off and again running. Great take though by Farrell, but he's just let that go as he hit the ground. And it's a knock on. It could have been worse though, because if he hadn't got this, then there could have been a run through to the try line. And you can see they got hit before he got the ball by Yaron Foul. So then Will Rowlands is wrapped up once more.
Arrêt du temps, j'ai un second saignement chez les Blancs. Saignement blanc.
So he comes back on again. Alpha Vanua only needed for a couple of minutes.
Appelle un doc chez les Blancs, là. Il y a un saignement, le 2 blanc.
There's another Racing player apparently who's bleeding. And it's, is it Benarous? Maybe it's Benarous who's actually bleeding. He's certainly down. So the referee just saying that Robin Cooley might well have to come back on again.
Tu me parles, Laurent? Ouais, c'est bon.
Benarous just coming from the nose. Well, English coach Stuart Lancaster's first season on the Racing bench had some good results. 6 wins in their first 8 games. They were the solid leaders in the mid-season, but there was also some stuff that wasn't so great. 5 defeats in 6 matches during the Six Nations, for example. So they lost the likes of Gelfiku, Cameron Waukee and Nolan Legarrec to Les Bleus. Garrick, of course, will be heading off to La Rochelle next season as well. So they'll be wanting to do something with one of the great bright hopes of scrum half rugby, as if they need any more. Joanneau is also one of those, and he feeds it through. Bedlam, and a penalty to Clermont. And a good push from the big men in blue and yellow against the men in blue and white.
À 20 mètres, à 20 mètres. De quoi? Arrêt du temps et changement. Le 2 et le 9.
More changes coming up. As you can see there, the total demolition of the Racing scrum. Sébastien Bézi is coming on for Baptiste Joanneau. So some real experience at the back now of the Clermont back, as George Mawala, who brings his own unique blend of experience with him as well. Foul. Racing saw that coming and closed that off at source. Good tackle once again by the usually excellent Ibrahim Diallo. A man who just never stops moving. Bello. Nice little move inside there by Touzin. Still again, though, the tackle's being made. Lana. They're told to let go of it. That was Benarous who came over, but obviously wasn't on his feet and in possession to start with. Bézi back out again. Nice little step inside. Inching forward, Bézi. Into Etienne Foucault, the replacement hooker who's just come on. Thomas Set. Second row forward doesn't make much ground, but here they come again. The big men still hitting, still making the odd meter here or there. Mawala again in there. Still trying to get through. They've dropped the ball, though, on the 5-meter line, and Lucio Sordoni is pirouetted around, the tight head prop for Racing. It's going to be a penalty, though, that was already being played for with an advantage to Clermont.
Le joueur casqué. 19 blancs. 19 blancs.
Rougerie. There, the blonde, wavy hair hasn't changed much. He's put on a few pounds since his glory days in the backs of both Clermont and France. Now seeing live from the other side. Going for the corner, Clermont. They're behind by 3. Penalties either side of half-time by Dan Lancaster has Racing in front at the moment, but it's a slim, slender and vulnerable lead as we hit the hour. Racing 16, Clermont 13, with Clermont on the 5-metre line and in possession of this line-out. Etienne Foucault is the man who will take it in his 5th season with Clermont. He's coming in from Grenoble, and he finds Thomas Sett, who's been a beacon of success there in the line-out, and here they come. Clermont trying to push, Racing trying to resist. In comes Sébastien Bézi to push. Also, Joris Giron, we saw that in the first half. Bello is there as well, and they're over and they score, pushed over by the backs and scored by Etienne Foucault. His first try of the season, and his first since he went over against Perpignan back towards the end of the last campaign. Henri Chevancy, the club captain for Racing, making his warm-up to come on. Everybody in a yellow and blue shirt there involved in that driving maul that results in their second try of the game and puts them back in front. Now this is an important 2 points for Bello, because this will put them 4 points in front, which means that Racing will need a try. Although there are 19 minutes to go, but it's successful. And Clermont back in front, looking for their second win of the new campaign. On comes then one of the club legends. Henri Chevancy is not the most flamboyant player. He's not the most high-profile player either. But he's a man who has been at this club for so many years, and he is very much, he has blue and white blood running through his veins. And he comes on for Dan Lancaster. Bézi kicks. Nice take, though, by Sam James. Le Garrec, Ficou, out wide, and here comes Arundel. Arundel still going. Oh, that's a classic piece of opportunism and brutish running from Henry Arundel. And immediately Racing come from behind and get the try they needed to go back in front. Sam James with it. And then he flicks it out. Frenchman to another Englishman. Looked inside for Le Garrec. Bello couldn't make the tackle. The mismatch was there. And through went the left wing. And suddenly the mood here in the stadium changes just like that. Well, that's the kind of impact you want your captain to have when he comes on. Henri Chevancy wasn't really involved that much in it, but boy, his presence suddenly creates the bounce. Tricky kick this for Farrell. And I missed it. That's the second one of the game from the former England captain. But Arundel, who scored a hat-trick of tries on his debut for Racing last season against Toulon, comes up here with his second try of this campaign, having scored against Cass last weekend. Exciting game. (16-13) then to Racing, and now 21-20 after that try.
D'abord, il y a le maul qui est fait, et après, vous arrivez en second.
It's the tightest of margins.
Le maul est fait en premier, il arrive en second.
Still to come this weekend, Later this evening, Lyon against Bordeaux-Bègles. And then tomorrow, the champions Toulouse against La Rochelle. We, though, are very much enjoying this game between Racing and Clermont. Benarous got pinged for a line-out that wasn't straight before. That looked dangerously close to another one, but the referee has let this one go. Le Garrec. Cameron Waukee back out wide. Farrell, Ficou. Ficou trying to break through like the Englishman did a moment ago. Ficou still going, and he's done exactly the same thing. The left flank exposed again, and Racing finally imposed themselves. Brilliant run from the French international. He only scored 2 tries for Racing last season. But that was a wonderful run down the left flank. And like Arundel just beforehand, he's come through. And again, they're exposed. This time, Bézi unable to make the tackle. And Racing creating some breathing space. Well, he had a go from here just a moment ago. Owen Farrell, I wonder what he learnt. How about this one? No, he's missed that one too. It's not been a great kicking day for Owen Farrell on his Racing debut at home.
7 blanc, arrêt du temps.
It's 4 points they've left out on the field, but a wonderful run here from Gaël Ficou. And again, Bello unable to get there. This time, though, not really his fault. The damage was already done when Ficou went past Bézi. 26 points to 20 now. They will be disappointed, though, that they haven't managed to get beyond a converted try, though. Still gives hope here for Racing as Rowan Taufifenua comes on for Demani. For Racing, Kadashvili comes on for Gogeshvili at loose head prop. Good hit by Benarous. And in comes Roman Taufifenua and makes an intervention that turns to possession over straight away. Big kick out by Sam James. Very big. However, he was outside the 22. He's actually managed to get that all the way out on the full. It's a huge kick, but unfortunately it won't serve any purpose because as it went out on the full, they will come back to where he kicked it.
Reprise du temps. Allez, Jean, le cimé.
Back on comes Darry Carrière, and off goes Joris Durand. Throw by Foucault. They've lost it against the head, though. And out by Joshua Tuisova. It's a pretty good kick as well from the right wing. Making up for lost time is Joshua Tuisova. After that horrible injury last season. Injured at the World Cup, didn't make his debut for Racing until all the way into May. Missed by Pasili Yato, who's just come on as well, and away come Racing. Ficou again, out it goes to James. Kick back inside, still away. Le Garrec might get here. Le Garrec! Wonderful try. Scrappy, but still wonderful. And Le Garrec there keeping his eye on the ball. And the man who's destined to join La Rochelle at the end of the season, doing his best for his current club here, the French international, in his first appearance of the new season, gets on the score sheet. And Racing again. 3 tries in a row here now. And Clermont are beginning to lose hope.
Laurent, on va juste contrôler que sur le rebond, c'est bien un joueur jaune qui touche avant la récupération du 9 blanc et que ce soit pas un blanc.
So we are just checking here the legalities of it. There's an awful lot going on in that.
Bébé, moi je vais à l'autre, là on y voit rien.
The referee's going to have a look.
L'autre grand là, il est bon. Ça, le toucher en but est bon, il y a des décisions intéressantes.
Well, it's looking good to me. Here's the kick by Arundel. So what happens here? Is there any hint of a knock-on? That's hit a Clermont leg.
Ouais, moi je vois le pied du joueur jaune.
And the referee has just said the same thing.
Vas-y, remets-là, si tu peux faire un
And then Legarrec comes forward, clean catch, goes down, doesn't drop it, over, one forward momentum. That's a try, surely.
Okay.
I think Jonathan Gaznier is going to give this, surely. This is the only place where it is, and it's come off a Clermont leg. There's no hands there getting involved.
PV. Ok. Ok, c'est bon alors. Ouais.
Yep, all good. Try given. A long wait for Farrell. So then a third attempt from this sideline. Third time lucky. Going to be feeling a bit of pressure for this one. Still, again, it's not the easiest kick, but it is with the right foot. He'll be bending it into the post. It'd be worse if he was taking it with the left foot. Here it comes then. Has he got it right this time? Looks better. It's through. And finally. And it's 34-20. 2 converted tries now, the lead for Racing, and they'll be feeling an awful lot more comfortable with that scoreline than the one they had about 10 minutes ago. Racing have suddenly kicked into gear. Farrell kicks again. Oh, it's a brilliant kick. Lovely bounce. Hamdawi waits for it, and that allows Arundel to come up, and they're all over him. Inside the 22. That couldn't have gone much better, really, for Racing. And now Clermont are penned inside their own 22. Clermont need 2 converted tries to steal victory away from the hosts. Bezzi gets some distance with the kick. Hasn't found touch, though. Farrell. Oh, here they go again. They're really finding some joy out there on that left-hand side. Not surprisingly, they're concentrating on that flank. Nice little barreling, rolling run there. It'll go up from Farrell onto this near side. Up goes Fiku. Didn't look like he did much of an attempt to get the ball there. And the referee agrees.
Changement pour Clermont.
Décolle-toi par rapport à la ligne, que l'équipe soit ligne. Allez. Chez vous, là. Changement, le 10. Arrête-le. Là, chez vous. Reprise du temps.
So time back on. Just over 8 minutes to go. Anthony Bello has been replaced by Theo Giral at fly half. A youngster who's come through the academy. 21 years old now. Bezzy back to the new man on. High ball with, again, the full back. Sam James is under and has done a good job all through this game of reeling those in. Out by Le Garrec. Caught by Fall. Fall will chase his own kick. Lovely take there by Vinay Habosi. Another substitute who's just come on, another Fijian international as well for his first appearance of the season. De Carrère, nicely fed off and taken on by Tixion. Over the top by Bezzy, however taken and marked by Sam James. Sam James appeared in the Premiership 19 times last season, scoring 3 tries. Appeared in just over half of those appearances. So turned out in the Premiership half-final against Bath, who eventually won the title, or eventually almost won the title. I was coming so close, but losing to Northampton. Fritz Lee looking a little bit nervous is perhaps the wrong word. A little bit anxious with what's happened to his side in the last 10 minutes or so. 3 tries conceded. It could have been worse if the conversion's been put over, but they're still up against it now with just over 6 minutes to go. 13 points down. Anthony Bello will be satisfied to a degree with his work, but he did miss a couple of kicks in the game as well. And he did miss that tackle as well, which allowed the first of those 3 tries to go down that left-hand side. Giral waiting for it. Big push by Clermont again. They've been pretty good in the scrum today. That's gone behind. And a knock-on. Just a little bit over-hurried by the youngster Giral. Just overran it. Maybe the pass wasn't the best to him as well, but he'll be disappointed. And a chance for Racing just to burn the clock a little bit too. If Racing get one more try, then there is an attacking bonus points on the cards. It's a wonderful thing about the French system. You have to score 3 more tries than your opposition to get the bonus, rather than just score 4 in total. If this had been anywhere else, they would have already got the attacking bonus, but they will have to go again to earn it. Important to get the bonus points as well, particularly at home, where you are likely to be the time on top. Penalty against Clermont. And that is a bit of a moral victory for a Racing pack that has been under the cosh somewhat from this Clermont 9, or 8 rather. 5 minutes to go. Owen Farrell can smack the ball into touch.
Changement pour le Racing 92 avec la sortie du numéro 9, Nolan Le Garrec.
Nolan Le Garrec is going to come off and be replaced by Clovis Lubai. As happened in the first match as well. Lubai played just as many games as he started last season, thanks to Le Garrec being away with France, etc. Oh, here comes Henry Rundle again. And, well, there's an interesting thing there. Yoram Fall, did he pull back? Real break here by the English wing. Look at that speed from Arundel, all the way through past 3 or 4 players. And then there was just a little pull back there. Clovis Labai has only just come on, was chasing through and thought that he was impeded, and the referee, I think, has only seen that at the same time that you've just seen that in the replay. So the referee is now going to take a proper look. Little kick over the top. Labai goes through, and there you can see there the hands on the shoulders of the Racing man. It's a brilliant run, though, by Arundel. Nice little volley by Labai. Oh, well then, was that enough to put him off? Farrell there, they're linking up with his fellow Englishman. Look at the amount of Clermont players he goes through before he finally has to lay that ball off. So then.
Donc d'abord, il y a une passe en avant. Après, il y a un jeu où ça retire.
Oh, there's a forward pass. Well, the referee gets out of trouble there by spotting the forward pass by Racing. So that renders the obstruction after that irrelevant. So then it's scrum.
Reste droit. Flexion. Lié.
Sebastian Bézi then, who hasn't made an appearance for France for some 4 years, takes this off the back of the scrum. Giral. De Carrère. Well brought down by Chevancy. So Akala. Recycled once more. De Carrère again, the first carrier. Bézi. So Akala on the other side of the ruck. And it comes once more. Giral, they Moala. Yato.
Ballon est sorti. Ballon est sorti. Ballon est sorti à partir du rack, pas de problème.
Little ball over again, that left-hand side creating the problems. That's forward, though, from Arundel. Yato free feeds again.
Ballon sorti.
Yato getting involved. He came in for Rob Simmons on the bench. It doesn't look like he made it to the match squad in the end. Diallo, he wasn't expecting him to start and didn't, but came on relatively early because of the injury to Jordan Joseph. Racing coming again. They're wearing down the seconds. Another try, though. That's why they're pushing so hard. They want the attacking bonus point at the end of this game. Labai. Back out. Oh, lovely little offload there by Diallo. And Racing are into the 22. Forward comes Kardiashvili. Oh, yes, Cameron Woki over the 5-metre line, but he's let it go and it's knocked it on. Oh. Hands on the ground. The try line beckoning, the attacking bonus point beckoning. Great work. Taufa Fanua, the offload into Woki, but he was busy looking for his own offload and didn't secure the ball. Well, the game has gone. Clermont really now, the only thing they can hope for, perhaps. Well, they can't even get near enough, really, to get the defensive bonus point. Even a 7-point here would be 6 points behind. They'll be within 5 in France to get the defensive bonus point. Bézi. Moala. Again, he bounces off the first tackle. That's Owen Farrell getting acquainted with one of the toughest men to bring down in French rugby.
Jouez là.
Last 30 seconds. Bezzy decides to kick, finds touch. Sam James thought about the quick one, but there's not really any point. They will get to play this last piece of action, which will probably take us past the 80 minutes mark. Already today, Cass have got their first win of the season. Who to goes? Last piece of action, barring penalties. Clovis Lebay has the ball. Woki plays scrum half. Boris Palou. They can kick this out whenever they want, but again, you can see they've got the attacking bonus point on their minds. Nothing to lose. And again, it's knocked on, this time though by Fiku, picked up by Persili Yato. Yato goes. Advantage over for the knock-on. Clermont in possession still. Good push forward. The ball is out. Clermont still have it. Let go. Bezzy. Giral. Into Thibault Lana. No way through. Racing giving themselves a little more to do than they would have otherwise liked here. Bezzy trying with the forwards. Persili Yato trying to bash a hole through. Nice little play across. It's picked up again by Moala. Referee blows, knock on by Clermont, and victory to Racing. They did it the hard way. They conceded the first try, but they came back. But it was not until the last part of the game when 3 tries in about 5 minutes took them off into the distance. A first win of the campaign as